Hey guys, welcome to the Mr. Bill Poker Vlog. Interesting week this week. I played at the WPT main event at Choctaw, and that's what most of this will be about. I did play my Wednesday Poker League. I played some cash. I did well in all those, but who cares about all that? The big one was the WPT. So I didn't know if I wanted to spend $3,700 on a main event WPT. The largest World Series event I played this year was $1,500. So I didn't really want to pay all of it, so I got backers for this event, and I do want to say thank you to all those guys. At the end of the video, I'll mention you all by name. It was interesting. I did a special video to ask for backers because I had gotten, maybe 35% from my league, and I wanted to get 50%. So I put a little video out about backing me on my vlog, and man, I got some backlash about asking for 1.2 on my markup. Normally I do 1.1, but I'd done very, very well on the big tournament, so I did 1.2 this time. Wow, I got a lot of negative feedback, which I wasn't expecting at all. I got backed enough that I could go ahead and play in the main event. I'm at Choctaw Durant. It is time for the main event of the WPT. I went with the Beast shirt today. Hopefully I'll play like a beast, do well. I got backers for this event, 43%. I really appreciate those guys. And let's run good, play better, take it down. Okay, just a little bit of stress. It took me like 15 minutes to register because my stupid credit card kept declining, even though I called in 45 minutes before. But we're going to let all that go. We're letting that go. Yeah, going in for the main event. Table 41, seat 5. Let's go. Main event room. Here's TJ. I'm on 41-5. This is me right here, and they got my tarot covered up. Hey, oh, hey, Cap. How you doing, bud? Good. I am right here. This table, 41-5. So we started with 40,000 chips. I bluffed on an early hand, and I got caught somebody else bluffing, and here are these two hands. So it blinds at 100, 200. I'm in the big blind with pocket fives. I have 47K. Middle position 2 makes it 500, and I make the call. The big blind also calls. Flop has 1,600. Comes ace of diamonds, 3 of clubs, 3 of diamonds. It's checked. Then about a 700, I make the call, and the other guy folds. The turn with 3,000 is the jack of diamonds. He checks to me. I bet 1,100, and he makes the call. The river with 5,200 in the pot is the 7 of clubs. He checks to me. I bet 2,500, making it look value-y, and he folds. So this next hand, I have pocket 7s in middle position. I have 46K. I make it 600, the button calls, and the small blind calls. The flop comes queen of spades, 8 of hearts, 5 of diamonds. It's check, check, check. The turn, 3 of spades. It's check, check. The guy bets 700. I make the call. The other guy folds. The river with 3,300 is the 2 of hearts. I check. He bets 1,200. I tank for a little bit, but I go ahead and make the call thinking he missed. And yes, he has king of, what does he have? King of spades, 2 of spades, and I picked off the bluff. So it was a good start. I had 50,500 after the first break. So this next hand, blinds are 100, 200, 200. That means a 200 big blind ante. We're doing a big blind ante tournament. I'm in the big blind with king of spades, 9 of clubs, and I have 50K. It's checked to the button, who limps, small blind calls, and I check it. The flop comes, with 800 comes king of clubs, 9 of diamonds, 9 of hearts. It's check, check, and the guy bets 700, and I make the call. The turn with 2,200 is the jack of clubs. I check. He bets 1,200 on the button. I raise it to 2,700, and he makes the call. The river has 7,600, is the 6 of clubs. I bet 5,100. He tank calls. I show my hand, and he mucks. So he obviously thought I was bluffing and that I had missed. The next hand made me very nervous, even though I probably shouldn't have been. It was blinds for 200, 300, 300. I was in the hijack with pocket kings. I had 52K. The plus one made it 300. I raised to 1,200. The button called. The big blind then makes it 6,000. Plus one folds. I make it 13,000. There's a fold and then a fold. So whoo, I was very, very glad he didn't have pocket aces. I know that sounds silly, doesn't it? Second break at the WPT main event. I have 67,700, still over 200 big blinds. I think I'm second in chips at the table, so I'm doing just fine. So this next hand, blinds were 200, 400, 400. I'm in the big blind with 7 of diamonds, 8 of clubs, and I have 70K now. The button bets 1,100, the small blind calls, and I call. The flop comes with 3,700, comes 4 of diamonds, 5 of clubs, 6 of hearts. I flop the nuts. It all checks around. The turn is the 10 of diamonds. He bets 1,200. I make it 3,100. There's a fold, and then the 1,200 makes a call. The river with 9,900 is the jack of spades. He checks. I bet 5,100, and he makes the call. He had 5-6 for a flop 2 pair. Wow. Nice to flop the nuts. Next hand, cutoff. I'm in the cutoff with ace king. I have 80K now. I make it 1,100. The small blind raises to 2,500, and I make the call. The flop with 5,800 comes 8-8 deuce. He bets 1,500, and I make the call. The turn is a king. It goes check, check. The river with 8,800 is a 2. He bets 6,500. I make the call. He has king, queen. Of course, I have ace, king. So another nice hand for me. We just had the dinner break. We're just about to go back and play in about 10 minutes. Wow, what a roller coaster I had. We got up to 90K, and I think I had the chip lead at the table, and then lost 40K on one pot when I had pocket kings. We got it all in with pocket aces, against pocket aces, and the aces held up. Ooh, that one hurt. I have pocket kings. I have 85K. I make it 1,100. I'm in middle position. I make it 1,100. The cutoff makes it 2,600. The button makes it 6,000. I raise to 15,000. The cutoff folds and the button calls. The flop comes Jack 10-7. I go all in for what his effective stack is, which is 25,900. And of course he snap calls because he has pocket aces. And the board runs out good for him. And the good thing is I had done so well in the tournament that I had plenty of chips to be able to withstand a beat like that. So, but then I got almost all of it back when I hit Broadway. He bet. I raised him. Then he shoved all in with a lower end straight. Really a bad play, but good for me. I have ace of hearts, 10 of hearts. I make it 1,300. Middle position, 2 calls, and the button calls. The flop with 4,700 comes king of clubs, jack of hearts, 5 of diamonds, and it goes check, check, check. The turn, bingo, bongo, the queen of hearts. I have Broadway with a royal flush redraw. I donk into him for 1,500, and he makes the call. The other guy folds. So the river has 7,700, is the 7 of clubs. I bet 6K, or I'm sorry, he bet 6K. I make it 15K, and he shoves all in for 60K. Of course, I'm thinking we're now chopping, and expect to chop. He turns over 9-10 for the smaller end of the straight. So I'm back up to 83K. I've chipped up every level, so as long as I keep doing that, I'm going to be fine. Okay, with blinds at 500, 1,000, and 1,000, I'm under the gun with pocket aces, yay me, and I have 90K. I make it 2,500, the plus one raises to 6,000. I make it 11,500, and he calls. So the flop with 25,500 comes Jack 10-6. I bet 5,500, very small, and he makes the call. The turn with 36,500 is the two of spades. I make it 16,500, and he makes the call. The river, 69,500 is the seven of clubs. I made a mistake. I got scared. I thought maybe he's slow playing, so I checked. He checks behind. He has pocket king, so I did not get full value for that one. The next hand is played at 600, 1,200, 1,200. I'm in the cutoff with ace of clubs, king of diamonds, and I have 95K. The plus one big stack makes it 3,300. There's a calling station hijack who calls, and I make it 9,300, and they both call. The flop with 30,900 comes ace, queen, queen. It checks to me. I make it 5,500. One guy calls and the other guy folds. The turn with 41,900 is the jack of clubs. He checks. I bet 10,500 and he folds. So at this point, I have chipped up on every single level. Started with 40K, went to 50, went to 67, went to 80, and went to 95 at the different breaks. So we are at 4 hands left until we bag up. I had gotten up to 148K or somewhere right in there, and I decided I am tired. I'm not going to play any more hands. I don't want to make a mistake when I'm tired. Well, of course, whenever you say that, with 3 hands left, I got a big hand. So I'm in the hijack with ace king. Again, I have 148K. There's a really aggressive player under the gun plus one who makes it 5,000. A middle position player calls. I don't really want to play a big pot, so I'm not going to raise. I make the call, and the big blind calls. The flop with 23K comes ace jack 4. Again, I don't want to play a big pot. It checks around. The turn is a 7. The plus one aggressive guy makes it 10,500, and only I make the call. The river, 44,000 is a 4. The plus one bets 28K. I can't go anywhere now. I've got aces and 4s with a king kicker. So I make the call. He turns over 3-6 of hearts for a 100% bluff. And that got me up to 208,500 going into day 2. So going into day 2, I felt very, very confident. I was in 48th place out of 207. 95 were getting paid. Table draw. I was in seat 2. Tony Roberto, who is a fantastic player, who I played with for an entire day of a World Series of Poker 6 max event, the one I came in 9th in, and Tony came in 3rd. He was on my left. He has a really big stack going into day 2. I didn't like that because Tony's very, very aggressive and he's a good player. Mo Arani was in seat 7, very, very good player. Actually, the player to my left, I found out was a very good player too. So, I had some tough players, but you know what? All of the tables were tough. You get down to that level, and it's mostly going to be really good players left. But anyhow, I felt very, very confident. I've been playing well, running pretty good. I was able to withstand a couple of bad hands because I had chipped up well. So anyhow, felt very, very confident going into day 2. Day 2 did not start off for me very well, though. I didn't get very many hands. About the 6th or 7th hand, I got pocket 2s. It was still a feeling out period, so I decided to go ahead and play those, and I made it. Blinds were 1,500, 2,500, 2,500. I made it 7,000 with pocket 2s. Unfortunately, I got 3 callers, and the flop came ace 10 9. and somebody bet. So I can't really very much continue with that. So I lost that one. I was down to 170K. I was under the gun with pocket nines. I made it 7K, and the big blind made the call. The flop with 18K in the pot came 8 of clubs, 6 of clubs, 2 of diamonds. Good flop for pocket nines. He checked. I made it 11K, and he made the call. The turn, a jack of spades. He checked again. I want to bet something here, even though my hand is not great. I bet 11K again. He kind of makes a speech, oh, you know what I'm doing, and he makes the call. The river, 7 of clubs, bringing in the club draw, but he checks. I can't really bet here. I've got a hand that has some value, so I check behind. He had slow played pocket kings. Whew. The only reason he didn't bet on the river is because the clubs did come in and he made him nervous. But wow, he slow played pocket kings. I never expected to see that. And he took a pretty good chunk out of me there. So on this next hand, I'm under the gun +1. I have ace jack of clubs. I had gone down to 135K. I raised the 7K. And old Tony Roberto, Mr. Aggressive, makes it 19K. Comes all the way back to me. Boy, now I got a decision to make. I don't really like what I did, but I did go ahead and made the call. I thought I was too strong not to make the call. I really probably should have either folded or 4-bet. I didn't do it. Anyhow, the flop with 44.5K in the pot came Queen 7-2. I have to check. He bets 24K, and of course I have to fold. I don't have anything I can do here. So we had played nearly 2 hours, an hour and 55 minutes. We're just about to go to the break, and I had been bleeding chips. So at this point, in almost 2 hours, I had played pocket twos, pocket nines, ace king, ace king, ace jack, and pocket tens. I only won one hand, and that was the pocket tens hand, and I won the blinds and antes. So blinds were 2,000, 3,000, 3,000, and I looked down in the big blind, just about to go on break, and I had pocket kings, yay me. I only have 105K. The under the gun makes it 8K. It folds all the way to me. Trying to decide what to raise here, whether I want to raise to 18, 19, 25, just shove. I decided to make it 23K. He asked me how much I was playing. He had about 240, and he shoves all in. And of course, I have to snap call with pocket kings. I turn over my kings. He has pocket aces. Oh my goodness. The board runs out bad for me. 8-8-7, queen 9, and I am out of the tournament on just a horrible second day. Well, guys, I'm literally sick to my stomach. I got knocked out 153. I ran pocket nines into pocket kings that he played very tricky for a lot of my stack. And then with 25 big blinds, I ran kings into aces, and I'm out. I'm just literally sick to my stomach. I can't thank the people enough who backed me, and I'm sorry that you didn't get money back. I played really, really well. I got so unfortunate on the second day, and again, I hope you can feel this emotion, because I just feel like I got kicked in the gut. Poker is so frustrating that way. In the last 3 tournaments that I have played in, I have gone out with pocket kings against pocket aces 3 out of the last 4. I mean, you can't do anything about that. You've got to play pocket kings. It's just, that's not run very good when that happens. Like I said, I lost with pocket kings against pocket aces earlier in the tournament too, but at that time I had enough chips to withstand it. I had gotten down where I was below average, and I couldn't do anything about it. So I think I played very, very well. I think I can stack up with any of those players. Just had a rough run on day 2. So I guess I'll get him next time, but I'll tell you what a kick in the gut. So I was just thinking to myself, why does a player like me take it hard when you get knocked out of a tournament when theoretically you did well? And I'll tell you what, I think what it is because I'm not a professional, is I know that there's limited opportunities. I only play in a really, really large tournament, maybe 2 or 3 times a year. And if you play really, really well, like I did, and then you get knocked out, it's really, really tough to take. I hate losing money that people gave me to back me. I'm passionate about the game, so I want to win. This is a competitive outlet for me. I want to win every single time. Again, because there's limited opportunities, it just makes it much, much more difficult. My next big tournament won't be for, well, actually, there's one coming up in about 6 weeks, but between then and the next one, it'll be 6 months. It's not like I get on the next tour stop and have another chance in 3 weeks. So I think that probably sums it up for a lot of amateur players who are passionate about the game and play in a lot of the, well, I say a lot, play in the stops when they come near you. Anyhow, it's super frustrating. I don't want to just play well. I want to win. So I know there'll be a next time. It's just that next time is just not soon enough for me. So even though there was some bad things that happened, or I shouldn't say bad, disappointing things that happened, there was also some really cool things. One of them being Sean Chafin from the WPT, I think he was one of the reporters, recognized me just before the first break. He came to me and he said, "Are you Mr. Bill?" And I said, "Yes, I am." And he said, "I'd like to interview you for just a little snippet of an article that we put on the WPT blog. And would I do it?" I said, "Of course I would." It was so funny because you should have seen the head snap at my table. Like, who is this old guy that they want to do an interview with him? So it's kind of funny. I then told the people at my table that I do a vlog, and my phone started binging and dinging for people who had looked me up and subscribed or watching my videos, which was pretty cool. So I did get a number of new subscribers from playing at the WPT and people who asked me, who I was and that kind of stuff. So that was cool. But anyhow, thank you very much to Sean Chafin for doing that. I thought it was a pretty cool article, and I just appreciated it. Thank you so much. And not only Sean, but really the whole WPT staff was so really great to work with, and they did a great job running the tournament. The reporting staff, there was a number of them who I would walk down the hall or past their tables and they'd say, "Mr. Bill," which was really cool. In fact, Sean Chafin told me that there was a number of them who watched my vlogs and had signed up. So again, I appreciate it so much. That was it was really a nice treat. And finally, on day 2, there was a seniors tournament going on, and a bunch of my old buddies from my league were there. And to a person, they all came over and wished me well and told me I could do it and all that kind of stuff. So again, I appreciate the support so much, guys. Thank you so much. So even though I said tournaments are few and far between, the next one is actually right around the corner, the River Tournament at WinStar. The megas are the best value in town, and it's my home casino, so I feel very, very comfortable there. I know all the dealers, etc. So I am pretty confident I'm going to make a really, really great run in some of their events, including the main event. So I am looking forward to that. So I don't know how to really express my appreciation so much for all the people who backed me. I wouldn't have been able to play in this without that backing. I have done extremely well in back tournaments before. I'd cashed in 2 out of the 3. But anyhow, I'm going to name you guys and just tell you how much I appreciate it. From my poker leagues, Greg and Rags and Dane, Kenny Nye, I really appreciate it. Rob Jenkins, those guys all from my poker league. I had family. My son and my daughter both backed me. Thank you, Morgan and Billy. My best friend growing up, Dave Sikora. Dave, you the man. Sorry I didn't cash for you, buddy. Another old high school acquaintance, Kim Schaefer. I appreciate it. I'd never talked to you about this before, and I just appreciate so much the support. 2 previous co-workers who I have not seen in quite a while, Chris Fry and Chris Savetsky. Thank you guys very much. Appreciate it. vlog watcher, Jason Branch, and Patrick Nipple. Patrick watches my vlogs and always says nice things about me, and he deals at one of the clubs I play at. So thank you guys so much. I just can't tell you how much it means. And Glenn Keel, thank you. I'm sorry about the Porsche. No Porsche right now, buddy. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching, subscribing, pressing the buttons, all the kind of stuff that you do. And I will see you guys all again next week. Have a good one. Bye. Be blessed.